Man City have won their first ever UCL title after beating Inter Milan, and I think that in the next 10 years they are going to absolutely dominate Europe, and I think that they can easily win 4 to 5 Champions League titles in the next 10 years. All credit goes to their proper ownership, their proper coaching, their proper guidance to young players, and their proper administration and infrastructure. I think that Manchester City is the best run football club in the world, and I think that every other club should take lessons from Manchester City. If we look in England only in the Premier League, I think that next season Manchester City are going to win the Premier League title very comfortably. I think that there are 4 to 5 clubs that will be really strong next season, which are Liverpool, Man City, Newcastle United, Arsenal, Man United, and Chelsea. But I think that Manchester City is above every other club in terms of quality. I think that all these 4 to 5 clubs will compete with each other, and I think that will give an edge to Manchester City. Manchester City face problems when they have a single competitor, like they had Arsenal this season. Arsenal gave Manchester City a tough fight this season, and Liverpool also gave Manchester City a really tough fight 2-3 years ago. So I think that if Manchester City has a single competitor, they face a lot of problems. But if they have 4 to 5 competitors, then the points get divided, and Manchester City have an easy way of winning the Premier League title. So I think that next season also Manchester City will get comfortably around 90 to 95 points, which will make them win the Premier League title. But if you look at European football, I think that there are only 2 to 3 clubs which can compete with Manchester City. They are Bayern Munich, I think Liverpool can compete with Manchester City, and the third club is the obvious club, that is Real Madrid. I don't think that any other club apart from these three can compete with Manchester City. Sometimes luck may occur, but I think that if we look at the administration of Manchester City, it's the best in the world. And if we look at all the other clubs, they just lack that extra bit that Manchester City has. They have got quality as well as money. So Manchester City have got that extra advantage over all the other clubs. I think that minimum Manchester City will qualify every year for semi-final. I think that below semi-final I cannot see that happening. I think that minimum semi-final is a minimum for Manchester City, and only 3 to 4 clubs that I have mentioned can beat Manchester City in European football. So I think that in the next year also Manchester City will be the favorites of winning the Champions League title next season, and in the next 4 to 5 years they will only grow. They'll only grow better if they keep hold of Pep Guardiola. I think that he has 2 or 3 years left on his contract. That's a massive boost for Manchester City. But they have also got their main players are also looking to leave, like Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. Gundogan might be leaving as a free agent this season, at the end of this season, and Bernardo Silva is also linked to a serious move to PSG. But Manchester City have the quality of replacing them with excellent young players. They have got young players like Cole Palmer, Sergio Gomez, Julian Alvarez, and Rico Lewis. I think that these players will step up when the big players get injured or they might leave. So I think that Manchester City is always an attractive club to join. I think that new players will join Manchester City. They would not hesitate. They will be coached by the best coach, that is Pep Guardiola, and they'll have the best of facilities. So I think that Manchester City have got this edge over all the other clubs. So I think that Manchester City are now going to dominate football for a long time, which is around 6 to 7 years. I have said that a lot of times, but I think that Manchester City are now going to dominate football for 6 to 7 years, and I don't see any other club stopping Manchester City from doing so. Comment on your thoughts and predictions about this, guys. What do you think will happen? I think that Manchester City have now created a monopoly in football. Let's see what happens. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please comment on your thoughts and predictions. Bye bye, guys.